Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Chance coming to you live from the Duval Dogs podcast. This is 30 days of draft miss. Yes, and we are talking about the Jacksonville Jesus, the prince that was promised, the Duval disciple, Trevor Lawrence. We're going to talk about what the scouts had to say about Trevor Lawrence. I want to see what his weaknesses were because he was hailed as the next thing, next big thing. So we knew what's all the good things he could do. I'm curious more about what they said he couldn't do. I've never read this before. None of these I've read before. So I am curious on what they actually said. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the good and the bad. So elite accuracy at all levels of the field. Okay. Can fit throws into tight windows and hit deep balls with touch. NFL caliber arm strength, can make every throw on the field. Advanced ability to read defenses and anticipate throws. Works through progressions with calmness and timing. Rare composure, doesn't panic under pressure. Legit dual threat ability, not just a statue quarterback. They had that in parentheses. Effective in RPO and read option game. Thought that was the same thing. I don't know. Run pass option. Yeah. Anyway, can extend plays and pick up yards with his legs. Talking about his size, leadership, 34-2 college record as a starter, national champion as a freshman, insane. Strong locker room presence, the leadership traits, weaknesses. Let's see. At times, inconsistent navigating pressure inside the pocket. Occasionally forces throws into cover into coverage because he trusts his arm too much. Played in a spread offense, needed adjustment to full field NFL reads, under center concepts. Okay. They compared him to Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, and John Elway. That's honestly insane. Grade was a 95 out of 100, elite tier. Okay. Interesting. So let's talk about our favorite quarterback out here. So the weaknesses made me laugh because yes, trusting his arm too much. I want him to trust his arm. I want him to make these throws because some of the throws that he makes is like, whoo, I would have thrown that, but he did it. And some of the throws are, whoo, I wouldn't have thrown that. I'm not sure why he did it. And it can go, either way. So you can't really take the gunslinger out of him and expect him to be who he is. You gotta kind of take the good with the bad. And I'm learning to do that. And he's learning to reel it in a little bit, especially not even this past year, this past half a year. And we're gonna get into those half years. I'm not really a fan of half years. We gotta figure that out. That's his next step. But yes, very athletic. It said he ran a 4.73. I doubt he ran in pro day or combine. So I'm not sure what they got. They probably just, guessed. I would say about 4.6. He's a 4.6 type of guy. He's pretty fast. He run like a deer. He's pretty fast. He stay on his feet when he cutting in the playoffs against the Bills. But when you're 6'6", we're not expecting you to be Barry Sanders out there. So it was what it was. We asked him to do that, and he didn't get it. He slipped. It is what it is. I'm over it. No, I'm not. And that's just kind of what it was. But yeah, he has a really good arm. I'm not sure if he like a guy like a Jamarcus Russell, Jameis Winston type arm, but he has a really good arm, strong arm. And a lot of people think when they say he has a strong arm that they mean he could throw 70 yards down the field. A strong arm means you can anticipate a 15-yard out and slang it without getting it picked. That's what a strong arm is. That's what they're talking about when they say strong arm. Yes, they're talking about how far you can throw it, but when they talk about strong arm, they're talking about that as well. So people got to understand what they mean by strong arm. So he does have a strong arm. I remember Calvin really. He was bro. They were throwing him outs like it was insane. Like that's one thing about Cal. I didn't like the Calvin Ridley experiment. I loved the signing, but after he was dropping all those stuff, but that one thing he can do, he can run that out. And boy, Trevor Lawrence will put it on him. So Trevor Lawrence definitely has a strong arm. His decision making is a little iffy for me. Like it is very frustrating. Uh, it's very frustrating to be a part of. They call it the Trevor Lawrence experience. You don't really know what you're gonna get. He's not as bad as Blake Bortles. Man, I remember Blake Bortles. We're every time he didn't hand it off to Leonard Fournette, I'm just sitting there and I'm not breathing because I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Like it's not that bad. Like I trust Trevor Lawrence with the ball in his hands, especially this year. Like I mean, it's ebbs and flows when it comes to Trev, and I hope it's more consistent this coming year because will he would do these half years. I did really good in 2022 at the end. I did really good in 2023 in the beginning. And, I did really good at the end of 2025, and it's like I want a complete year. So I'm looking forward to this complete year from Trevor Lawrence. Oh, and the fumbles. They didn't say anything about fumbles in the scouting report, but this dude would drop, bro. He dropped. Oh my gosh, it was insane. How many fumbles? They nipped that in the butt. I'm not even sure if he had one fumble last year. Whatever they did to this man last year, do it again. Do it some more. Keep doing whatever you're doing because the Trevor Lawrence that we saw honestly, the whole year was pretty solid, but that last half was nuts. One interception in like 6 games or something like that. Insane. So I'm looking forward to starting off hot, and I think we have the receivers for it because we have basically two Marvin Joneses in Parker Washington and Jakobi Meyers. We got two dudes that you throw the ball there where they're catching it, not literally 9 times out of 10. At the lowest eight and a half times out of 10, they're catching it. Before we didn't know. Calvin Ridley, we don't know. With BTJ, we don't know. Evan Ingram was really good. Evan Ingram would be a really good second fiddle to Brenton Strange. Strange enough, huh? He would that would be a really good tandem if they really wanted to use him. But I would want to. I do like Quentin Morris because he can block. So I'm a strong believer in just because his stats doesn't say he got over 300, 400 yards before in a season. I'm talking about Quentin Morris at this point. Doesn't mean he can. I feel like he'll be a decent tight end too. Now, do you want a higher end tight end too? Of course. But I think he could be the type of guy to get 400, yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns or something like that. If you not feature him, but if you consistently have him a part of the game plan, I think Quentin Morris can definitely put a dent in the stat book for sure. I'm an optimist that way, but also when you coach before and you realize like all people do really need is an opportunity. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of these dudes get 3, 4, 5 reps in practice, and they don't truly get an opportunity. And because he plays a physical style of football, you really don't get that opportunity because they don't play a physical brand of football in practice consistently. So when you're asking, it's like asking, you know, Max Crosby and Trevon Walker to get 5 reps each in one in not 7-on-7, but like it's just in practice doing a little rush or whatever. Max Crosby is gonna be more impressive because he's gonna win fast. He's gonna do his little spins. He's gonna do these little quick moves. Trevon Walker, you're gonna see his power. Oh, he's okay. He's a powerful player. But Max Crosby just in that setting will look light years better because a setting is good for him. Better example, Brenton Strange and Evan Ingram. Brenton Strange will look way better in 7-on-7, but I mean that's Evan Ingram look way better in 7-on-7, but Brenton Strange will look way better in the game because it's more physical in the game. So it's just based off skill set. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to Trevor Lawrence. He showed he always shows a lot. He always shows a lot, but it just needs to be consistent. It needs to be consistent, and man, we need to block out the noise, block out the Richard Shermans of the world, block out the Ninja Turtles of the world, and lock in on what we came here to do. You know what I'm saying? Lock in on what we came to do, and bro, I think Trevor Lawrence can have an insane year. Hopefully BTJ comes back. If BTJ comes back, we're gonna be good without. We're gonna be good with featuring Jakobi Meyers and Parker Washington. But if BTJ comes back in full effect, it'll be insane. This offense will be nuts. You put an explosive factor into the offense. It's and the thing is, we can't depend on that. We got to go in the draft and we got to get a deep threat receiver. We have to. But yeah, so we'll see what our boy Trevor Lawrence has in store. But the scouts were right for the most part. They didn't mention the fumbles. This man fumbled the bag, um, multiple times, plenty of times. But now he's taking care of the football, and it's a beauty. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, do whatever you got to do. Tell your friends, tell your family. Yeah, 30 days of draft miss. Make sure y'all go back if y'all missed something. Go back and see what we got going on. Don't forget, Duval. Out.